Has Angel Reese's latest comments about Caitlin Clark backfired? As the media swarms around this intensifying rivalry, Reese faces a whirlwind of scrutiny while Caitlin Clark continues to make history. Stay tuned as we break down why this rivalry is redefining women's basketball. Angel Reese has never been one to shy away from controversy. Known for her outspoken personality, she recently directed sharp criticism at WNBA star Caitlin Clark. However, rather than garnering support, Reese's remarks seem to have backfired, with the media and fans turning their attention to her in a less than favorable light. It began with a rather interesting observation from the side of Reese, as she asked why everyone seems to be smitten by Clark. While this was possibly meant to show equality in the said relations, it's no secret that the said two players have built one of the WNBA's fiercest rivalries. The media, on the other hand, expected to criticize such comments, turned to defend the league, reading Reese's comments as her being frustrated with her own problems rather than an attack on the league. Reese got herself in front of many cameras, and as the camera turned on her, it came under pressure from dismantling her persona. So many analysts report that the pressure she is under is ideally what is expected of her, and perhaps was exacerbated by Clark's deluge of record-setting wins. The last record broken by Clark is the single-season assists record in the history of the WNBA, and this pushed the envelope wider and made the disparity in the tales of the stars. It has also spilled out into online criticism at the fans' feet. While Reese's boldness makes some fans awe, others criticize her with jealousy issues, and her comments are more about the pressure that she cannot handle, especially when compared to Clark's impressive showing in the last minutes of the games. Controversially, camaraderie towards Reese is not shared by Caitlin Clark, who is winning in the games and off the court. If at all such events happen in Clark's life, they will only serve to embellish the story of her laurels. Recently, she set a new record in assists for the regular season, which is typical of hardly any player with her level of playmaking and vision has done before. First, it suggests that achievements of Clark span more than what appears, the numbers, but how she performs when all the stakes are high. Over and over again, she has managed to prove that she can keep her cool when it matters the most, which is one of the major factors as to why analysts and fans have her somewhere on the top of the MVP lists. In similar occasions, while Reese is regarded as enjoying the game, Clark jumps into the fray where the biggest games are and performs when she is the most needed. Clark's acclamation has reflected positively on WNBA ticket sales and viewership, as many wish to go see her perform. Some people even regard her passing as if it is LeBron's, with how gifted she is with court and basketball intelligence. She remains an attention seeker and logger of newspaper columns, which is understandable as the media positions her as the league's next big thing. However, her interest in glaring at the other players in the heat of competition is what's remarkable about Clark's journey. Unlike other players, including the media, who are much engrossed in the beef between her and Reese, she focuses on her game and her performance takes precedence. Many have recognized this level of self-restraint as critical to her success, and indeed fundamental to her ascendancy as the flag bearer for women's basketball in 2024. The WNBA regular season has been shockingly dominated by Angel Reese's media response towards Caitlin Clark's portrayal of their rivalry. The supporters of Reese have been watching her body movements as witnessed in the previous games and media sessions where she seems to be in anger. During her post-game presser, some of hers have suggested an increasing scrutiny and dissatisfaction in the undertone of her words. No one can deny that this pressure had an impact on Reese's performance. It has been observed that in some of the critical moments, Reese has fallen short and has not been able to seize chances when she could have taken responsibility and guided her team. Others have noted similarities between her and Clark, with the latter being one player who never shies away from a big challenge, and thus highlighting all of Reese's shortcomings. Reese looks frustrated, but this is not all down solely to the media. Some think that it is in Reese that the problem lies, as she is supposed to be on top of the league's best talent. Adding to this is the constant clamor of Reese being compared to Clark, which many believe has eclipsed many of her achievements. While Clark made headlines would have been impressive for any other star, they have only escalated the discontent inside Reese, who is a star in her intense desire to be even more of a star. Apart from the ridicule from all over, Reese has also spoken about the feelings that this season has evoked in her. Nonetheless, with most of the praise from the media being directed to Clark, Reese has found herself between a rock and a hard place. Her visible frustration has even raised questions among some quarters whether she is under the pressure that is expected of her, and is finding it hard to be mentally strong enough to survive at the very high. The competition between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark has elicited a horde of media attention, however the attention transcends the sport. Nonetheless, this is not the first sports rivalry rivalry within the history of sports. There have always been heated rivalries between teams or individuals that have grabbed the public's attention like this one, especially that involving two women athletes with entirely different perspectives in playing the game. They include Angel Reese as well as Caitlin Clark. For instance, the media in the context of this study is particularly useful for corroborative shaping the outlook of the public regarding the two players. On one hand, Clark is the most shining icon, the rookie who served as the franchise and continued to break records. On the other, a member of the WNBA is portrayed as one who underperforms because as an individual, the pressure from the rivalry against Clark is too much and events of erratic behaviors and angry outbursts are experienced within the league. This same narrative has influenced how the fans see the two players, as well as the league itself. The growing popularity of the rivalry, therefore seeking the attention of more people, has enabled more viewers, even those who would rather not watch how the two players lead their teams, does. Of course, this has been good for the league, and the reason has been the attraction of the new fans and the growth of women basketball. At the same time, it has also been a tremendous source of tension for both Clark and Reese, as every step they take is left open to public scrutiny. In such context, Reese must acknowledge that it has not always been easy, especially remembering her criticism of Clark and the respective consequences. This obsession of the media over how the two women try to outdo each other has provided a framework where one woman and the other are constantly depicted at digs, and neither of them can thus escape the limelight. With the WNBA 2024 season continuing, we can see that the rivalry between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark is still on fire. If shoulders are weighed down by responsibility in the case of Reese, Caitlin continues to flourish with new achievements and wins a whole army of fans all over the league. However, what will be in store for the two stars? Will it be the case that Reese will find a way through the storm and come back with more vengeance? Or has Caitlin Clark taken center stage and will not relinquish it forever? As is, one thing's for certain, the drama, the competition, and the raw emotion of this rivalry have taken the women's basket to the next level, and everyone is simply waiting to watch what is next.
Caitlin Clark is a superstar. Not a female superstar, she is a superstar.
Caitlin Clark deserves love, not just respect, love for the fact that she spoke out and she gave a voice to who you, Eminem, and so many others.
And, of course, the big difference is Caitlin Clark. I think she should be up for...
One needs to say, hey, Caitlin, you got to keep your focus. You got to value each possession. You can't play loose with the basketball. These turnovers, 7 a pop, are going to hurt you in the postseason. Period. End of story.
Also remember to give us a thumbs up along with sharing your opinions in the comments section and subscribing so that you do not miss out on any further updates regarding the WNBA news and its various rivalries and the games themselves. Until next time.